Hi, with these beautiful sounds of waves behind me, I invite you to join me for a short, soothing flow created to connect you with your body and mind through breath. Reach up, open your arms, inhale, and then slowly roll vertebra by vertebra down towards the floor. Hold your elbows, relax your neck, your shoulders, and breathe deeply into your back. When you inhale, you should feel like your body is rising up, and on each and every exhale, you should feel like you're dropping lower and lower with your whole upper body. Relax your arms and roll back up vertebra by vertebra, once again opening your chest. Roll back down, place your arms onto the mat, and step back with your left and right leg. Come into a plank, place your knees if needed onto the mat, and slowly come down. Once your chest touches the floor, push your shoulders away from your ears, press the palms into the floor, and open your chest, engaging your back muscles. Stay here and breathe deeply. Come back down and put your right arm onto the floor. Press your right shoulder into the mat, and using the left arm, twist your body towards the right. Your left leg will be behind you, and while you're doing that, make sure you're elongating your spine and breathing deeply into your belly. You want to feel a deep, deep twist in your spine. Come back to the center and repeat this on the left side. Left arm vertically positioned to your body, twisting your body to the left, and pushing your left shoulder into the floor while using your right arm to balance and to be able to elongate your spine. Come back into the center, put your palms next to your ribs, and push yourself back into a child pose. Try to sit as low as possible while still lengthening your whole spine and breathing into your chest. Now reach to the right and make sure that your left hip is being pushed into your left heel. Breathe deeply. Then walk your arms to the other side and repeat the same with your hip being pressed into your right heel. Come back to the center, roll back up, and put your hands onto your knees, making sure your whole spine rounds. Upon finishing that, inhale, intertwine your fingers, open your chest, and look up. Stay here for a couple of breaths, and then return into the center, placing your palms onto the mat and coming into all four position. Inhale, open the chest, drop the belly towards the floor, and then exhale, push away the floor and curve your back. Repeat that one more time, deepening the position, opening the chest, inhaling, and exhaling, pushing away the floor. Repeat it one more time. Drop the belly, open the chest. Look up, exhale, push away the floor. Inhale fully, put your toes onto the floor, and push yourself back into a downward facing dog. If it feels uncomfortable, soften your knees. Just make sure you're pushing away the floor while engaging your whole back and stretching your whole posterior chain. While maintaining this downward facing dog position, you might like to walk it out or just circle your shoulders. Also, relaxing your head and neck will feel good. Reach up with your right heel, open the right hip, and drop your leg down. Then step out with the right leg next to your right arm, elongate your spine, squeeze your left glute, and push your left heel back behind you. You can modify it by putting your knee onto the floor. Placing your right arm onto your right leg, do a couple of rocks, coming up and back down, stretching your right leg. Just make sure the hips stay squared. Coming back down, reach with your right arm up into the sky and then push your right elbow into the floor. Repeat this for 4 times. Inhale when your arm goes up and exhale when your arm goes down. If possible, place both of your elbows onto the floor alongside with your left knee, and if not, just stay up. Release this position and come into a pigeon pose. Be mindful of the angle between your hip, knee, and ankle so it suits your needs and abilities. Make sure to push your left hip into the floor. Reach forward and stay in this position for a couple of breaths. Lift yourself back up and sit into a 90-90 position. Place your hands onto the floor, elongate your spine, do an anterior pelvic tilt, and lean forward. If you feel like it's possible, lift the arms up and intertwine them behind your head. Come back up and put your left arm over your right leg, twisting your body towards the right. Elongate your spine so the twist is deep and juicy. Return back into the position and lift your left leg up. If you need to, use your arms and place them on the floor. Then travel and push yourself with the help of your hands or without it and come into a deep lunge. Put the right knee onto the floor, pull up your pelvis, extend your right hip, lean into the position, and press your hips as low as you can while squeezing the right glute and reaching towards the left with your right arm. Release your arms, intertwine your fingers, open the chest, and try to sink even deeper into the position. Come back into a lunge. Stay here for a couple of breaths, making sure your hips are still squared and your right glute is active. Press your right heel into the back and breathe deeply. Now step back into the center. Open your chest, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold. And then slowly come back up. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold back down. Place your arms onto the floor or on your knees. Inhale, open the chest, and walk back into a plank. With or without the help of your knees on the floor, come down and either do a baby cobra or an upward facing dog. Push yourself back and come again into a downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, open it from the hip joint, let it drop, and then step out with your left leg next to your left arm. Elongate your spine, press down your hips, making sure your right glute is active, as well as you are pressing your right heel into the back. Releasing your left arm, let's do those rocks that we did on the right side. Don't forget, the hips need to stay squared and we're focusing on stretching the left leg. Now let's do those twists. Left arm will go up, inhaling, exhaling, touch the floor with your elbows. Repeat that for 4 times. Put the elbows onto the floor and your right knee and maintain this position for a breath or 2. Then come back up and come into a pigeon position on the left side. Once again, don't forget to put your right hip next to your left foot. Lengthen your spine and stay in this position, breathing deeply into your back. Come into a 90-90 position, place your arms onto the floor, elongate your spine, and lean forward. If possible, once again, intertwine your fingers and maintain this position for a couple of breaths. Twist your body to the left, placing your right elbow onto your left leg and twisting yourself with a long spine. Come back, lift your right leg with or without the help of your arms, travel forward, and come into a lunge. Place your left knee onto the floor, lift your body up, make sure your hips are squared, and then pull up your pelvis into a posterior pelvic tilt, making sure you extend the flexors and the quads on the left. Then reach with your left arm to the right and maintain this position with really deep breaths. Come back, intertwine your fingers, open your chest, and deepen the position. Now place your arms onto the floor, come into a lunge, making sure your left heel is being pressed backwards and your hips are still squared. Your left glute is engaged and your breaths are deep. Inhale and step back into the center. Feet together, open the chest, drop down, exhale, and then inhale all the way up. Fold back down, inhale, elongate your spine, and when you're exhaling, go into a deep squat. If you can be in this position, maintain it. If not, feel free to lift your heels from the floor. Then sit down onto the mat. Place your feet in a bent position in front of you and both of your arms underneath your shoulders. Connect the shoulder blades, push away the floor, and come into a reverse stable position. You can stay in this position for a couple of breaths. You can go up and down, or you can do a little progression, which would be a crab reach. Make sure your hips are as squared as possible and you're reaching with your arm far away behind you. Repeat that on both sides. Come back, place your legs in front of you, hip wide apart, put your arms in front of you, and then do an anterior pelvic tilt while engaging your legs and flexing your feet. You might feel a pinch of discomfort in your lower back, which is actually what we are aiming for here, because we are stretching the whole posterior chain. Now place your feet onto the mat, bend your knees, and let's roll our spine. We are going down vertebra by vertebra until we touch the mat with our shoulder blades. Once we do so, arms lift above our head, we inhale and roll back up the same way. If this feels easy, you can place your arms next to your ears and have an extra leverage to make this a bit harder. Whichever version you are doing, of utter importance is that you maintain the control of the pelvic floor and of your core. So think rounding your spine and controlling what's happening with the core. Stay down and reach with your hands forward. Press your lower back into the mat and lift your shoulder blades up. Place your legs into a tabletop, and if that seems too easy, you can always extend the legs forward or place your arms next to your ears. Release this position and lie down. Now bend the knees, place them onto your chest, and hug your legs with your arms. Then travel into a happy baby position, making sure you're pushing your whole back area into the floor. Release your legs, once again hug them, and stay in this position, rocking left and right or maybe forward and backwards. From this position, With a help of your one leg, roll yourself back up into a seated position. Sit here tall, elongate your spine, relax your neck and your shoulders, and just focus on deep, deep breaths. Try to feel each and every breath in your whole ribcage area, both in your abdominal area and chest, as well as in your back and your sides. Roll towards the floor, relax your arm, relax your neck, and keep on breathing. Roll back up slowly and sit up tall. With your left arm, hold your right elbow, open your chest, and stretch your shoulder. Repeat the same on the left. Release your arm, place them onto your knees, and just stay here for a couple of deep, long breaths. So beautiful. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and to share this valuable content to everybody who you wish health and long life. Have a beautiful day. Bye.